Coach, you stay off the ice today. Your reasoning behind sort of making, I guess, the switch from going on the ice of practice to what you did in the gym today?
Well, it was already my plan before the game. So instead of making a reactionary decision, I'm sticking to my plan because that is also the message that we have for ourselves and for the players is that we had a little lull in the last two games, and it's been because we are not sticking to what made us successful in the past. And so I want to lead the way in sticking to the plan that I had before the game. And the reason why, it's because we all know that coming from a long road trip is difficult. The first game after a long road trip, usually the first period is difficult, which it was. And, a day like Sunday is not really a day off when you come home late, and by the time you wake up early with your kids the next day, and it's not really a resting day. And so I think that we had a good hard practice on Monday. We played yesterday, and now we're looking at having the energy to get the enthusiasm. Two cornerstones of success are enthusiasm and work ethic, and we want to make sure that we have both of them tomorrow. And the other thing too is off ice. We did things that were together, so in the gym. Group things and things that make sure that we keep the most important part is the relationships and the chemistry inside the team, so that there's no finger pointing and cancers building up just because we haven't played two games that we wanted to play in our fashion.
Is that where the word accountability comes into play?
100%. That's, I think yesterday you saw. I think it was important for all of us to be available for the media and not have 2-3 guys having to deal with it. And I think it's a team thing. I think our team's been extremely resilient, not just in learning how to play with a new coach and new system, new standards. It's also been resilient because of great adversity we've had. And we have not had, those bad stretches really in terms of performances since the beginning of the year. And it happens to every single team. Usually happens once or twice a year that you get these patches of games where you're not at your best. So we haven't had them. The only time really is after Christmas. But 4 games in a row, we deserve those games. So that doesn't count. What I mean by not playing at your best is what we saw last night, and it's in patches too. So you got to recognize. And right now we know that in our last games, except for the Tampa game, our first period hasn't been our usual first periods. So we want to make sure that we're specific about things. When you get through adversity, the easiest thing is criticize, negative, find ways to point fingers, and everybody can do that. The softest individual and least intelligent individual in the world can do that. But the important part is how you build things. And we've built ourselves to the point that we're definitely in the mix with the other teams, and we're still in the same spot right now. And other teams are also. I mean, you look at Toronto's coach yesterday on TV. He was talking about his team having a bad stretch, and look at Montreal. They've had a tough stretch lately too, and it's just that's what the NHL is. You got some great stretches, some average stretches, and you have some bad ones, and we got to manage the ones that we don't like. And right now, we've got some parts of the last games that we can do better.
I don't know if it's been goaltending that's been an issue the last couple of games, but you said on Monday, if it was Game 7, we could probably have Craig Anderson play. Are we getting to that point, maybe, that we need to have Craig Anderson play? Is there any chance he could be that way?
Well, we're getting close for sure. But like I said, I'm a big believer in stick to the plan. And it's when you start looking at other ways and other things and start spreading yourselves, and that's usually when you never get out of with the problems that adversity has given you. And right now, we're the plan that we had with what we know and the timeline that we had for Andy and when he'd be ready, what he had to do with his family and everything, we're right on, the later plan, because we had to change the plan a few times, obviously. But right now, it was for him to have a practice today and a morning skate tomorrow, and then the relationship right now we have and the communication with him and the goalie coach will tell us if he's ready to back up a game and then play a game. And that's where we're at right now. So even today, they're doing their thing on the ice now, and I have to sit down with Pierre, I have to talk to him, and tomorrow the same thing, and we'll see where we're at. Are we getting close? Oh, yeah. We're getting close. We're getting very close. But when? I can't tell you right now.
So I'm going to put that any words in your mouth, but is there a chance he could play tomorrow? Could he start tomorrow?
Honestly, I'm not expecting it. But if you're telling me if there's a 1% chance or 5% chance, Andy comes in my office and says, I'm ready, let's go. I can't talk for him, and I'm not expecting that. That's as honest as I can be. So we're getting close, but we want to be smart, and the process is important because you don't want to throw somebody in a position where he's not ready. He needs to feel ready. The goalie coach needs to feel that he's ready, and when he's ready, then we move to the next step. He's already really far into the process. We're getting really, really close. Like, let's not kid ourselves. Right now, if there's nothing happening in terms of circumstances off ice, it's imminent, but imminent could be next week. So
is it Condon tomorrow then?
I haven't decided, to be honest. I got to go back. This is all part of where we're at right now. What's happening. So tomorrow morning I'll know for sure. You won't have to wait till game time.
Do you have too many passengers playing right now for your team?
Well, here's what, if you would have asked me after the Tampa game, we didn't have one single passenger. It was an outstanding game for every facet of the game. And that's only just 2 games ago. So when you look at the Buffalo game, the first period, I think we had a passenger team. Second period, we're doing terrific. And, late in the second period, they get that goal. And then I think as a team, we were mentally weaker than usual to manage the two-goal difference. So in that second period, we had no passengers. So that's why I say patches. And in yesterday's game, I really think that first, it's hard to get back on a road trip. Like, I'd love to say it's not true, but every single game we came back from a long, I'm not talking a 1 or 2 day thing, a long road trip. Even when we played fine in the first period, our guys are struggling. It's normal, and that's across the board in the league. It doesn't mean you win or lose, but it's tough. And it was tough, coupled with the fact that the other team has played the night before, which helps for the beginning of the back-to-back game usually and hurts for the second part of the game. So those two coupled together made it for a tougher first period. So I have to be fair, and I have to recognize the circumstances too. So we come into the second period, and I think we did a lot of good things. Great PK, and that goal was the PK was over. We turned it over. That hurt us, and that, to me, that's what I didn't like in those 2 games, is as we're building it back up, same as the Buffalo game, that second goal that we can't avoid, we didn't avoid it, and it hurt us mentally. From then on, we just open up floodgates, and that's what I don't like. And then we're going to be very specific with the players, what we mean. We didn't manage the puck well, start doing things that we don't normally do, trying to find an extra answer to that kind of adversity, and we were great at that not long ago, and that we just got to go back to those fundamentals and the mental toughness that we've acquired over time.